Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to a pretty late night in Los Angeles. It's finally cooled down just a little bit, and lights are twinkling in the background, and it's a beautiful evening. And I had an idea that I wanted to play with and see what happens. So this is a very new experiment for me, and hope you guys will enjoy it and come along for the ride with me. So this is a 24 by 30 inch gallery wrap canvas from Artist's Loft. I have painted the sides and edges and the surface of it with my base coat color, and I have taped and pinned the back. It is pretty warped, which is kind of annoying, but ultimately won't make that much of a difference. Let me show you the colors. The first one I'm using is this one from this little Piggy Pigments. This is Zimzelen, which is a beautiful, beautiful color. And you can see it here on the edge of the stick. Can you see it shimmering, HOA?
Yep.
So this is Zimzelen. This is mixed with my Golden's Heavy Gel Gloss and Floetrol pouring medium to the Tipsy Piggy recipe, which is where I disperse the pigments in isopropyl alcohol and then add it to my pouring medium. So that's what that one is. Next we have a little bit of Amsterdam titanium white mixed with some DecoArt Pearl, which is very pretty. This is actually leftovers from the last pour we did, Masquerade. Really beautiful stuff. And last but not least, I have some Prussian Blue from Golden, also left over from Masquerade. But I had this idea, so I'll tell you what the idea was. In Masquerade, we used this awesome split cup that my friend Fiona created with her modular split cup, where you can take these dividers in and out and you can adjust the size of the chamber, which I think is pretty awesome. So tonight we're using 2 dividers and we have 3 chambers, and what I want to do is use the Zimzelen in the center and then white on either of these 2 chambers on the side, and I'm going to dirty pour some of the Prussian Blue into the white, and then we're going to put down our base coat and we're going to do a big, huge, kind of very bold wandering ring pour. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try. Okay, so let's layer our cup. First one we're putting in is some white on the side. And we're going to put white on this side also. We do have a little more of that. HOA has taught me, just in case. Be prepared.
Gotta admit, it saved our bacon.
It has saved our bacon a few times, yes. So we're just going to top that up. Okay, and now we're going to put our Zimzelen in the center. So I'm hoping this is going to give us a really cool wandering ring pour. Now I'm going to take the Prussian Blue and I'm going to pour it from up high into the pearly white on either side. Ready, HOA?
Yep.
Aim. Okay. Let's do the other one. That made it pretty full now. Okay.
Sounds like the Wile E. Coyotes have shown up.
It's my coyote cheering section. Okay. So, here we have our base coat color. And this is a lot of different drips and a lot of different leftovers. There's some piggies in there. So this is a mishmash. I know there is some algae in here. I know there's some Zimzelen in here. There's a lot of different things. And it's not very thick. So it's pretty pale. Like I said, I kind of wanted to see what it was going to look like. So I painted the canvas with it with a sponge brush first. And it is very light. It's a very pretty color though. So I'm hopeful it's going to be cool. So we're going to pour a nice puddle of this. Kind of a bigger puddle, because I want to have room to play.
That's the same color?
Uh-huh. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Okay, so now for the wandering ring pour, usually I go pretty quick, but I try to keep the rings pretty tight. I want to do them bigger and looser and maybe leave some space in between. So I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. Experimental. I'm going to start about over here, HOA.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to stay pretty close to the canvas because I do want the loops to stay uniform. I don't want them to get wonky. Alrighty, stop stalling. Okay, here we go. Alright. That's cool. That's what I wanted. Alright. Move you over. So whenever you're using a split cup, I do highly recommend that you wash it as soon as you possibly can. It will get clean a lot easier when it's wet than when it's dry. Alright, let's tilt this out. I love this in here. Okay, go. Let's see. I'm gonna go off this edge and bring it back. Bring the paint back to the center. Over there, but there's no space over there, so I'm going to take it this way first. Also, because I wouldn't mind getting rid of some. Well, now I'm going to do this first because I want to maintain the integrity of the design. This way now, go off this corner. Take this down. Put down more paint as more of a flow extender, but it's okay. It's fine. So this floor, everything worked out. Okay, this is pretty cool. I'm liking that one. Well, I'll tell you what I don't like.
Of course you will. I would expect no less.
I love that up there, that whole corner with the Prussian in it. You know what? My hands off. So, I love this over here. That's awesome. I love that Prussian blue with the Zimzelen in there and the white. It's very, very neat. The thing that I'm not crazy about is this white. There's a lot of white and it's poofing up and getting, but the thing that I don't like is this kind of jaggedy. I like the lines to be smoother, and I see a couple of things. So let's get our tweezers. There's not much paint left on here at all. Alright, well, I like what's happening in several different areas. Like I said, I love this part. I really like that there's negative space in there. I like that you can see all of the different colors, the 3 colors, simple, 4 colors, I guess. And you still see this movement and this flow and this sort of gradation, and I love that you can see the Zimzelen in there. So that Zimzelen is going to look like that sparkly, shimmery electric blue, hopefully, and should be pretty cool. So I'm gonna let this dry, and I will show you guys when it is dry. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and indulging me with my experiments and I wonder what would happen. And I encourage you guys, if you think of something and you've got an idea in your head, try it. Give it a go. You know, it's only paint. So we'll be right back with dried results. Okay, so here we are with our dried results. This was our big wandering ring pour with the very big wide loops and that mystery base coat color, which actually dried really pretty. And we had the white, and we had Zimzelen, and then we had the Prussian Blue dirty poured into the white. So Zimzelen is showing up a little bit as that really light purple color, but I think there was just too much white for it to show up nicely. I'm not really seeing a lot of bling on it. I do see it in a few areas. The Prussian Blue is the big surprise here for me though, because I think this is just so pretty up here in this corner where we got more of it. I do like this one. Sort of reminds me of like clouds in the sky, but really pretty. The base coat color is really beautiful actually, because it's got all those different piggies mixed in there. I think there's some algae in there and maybe some abalone. That's probably one of the most fun parts for me about mixing up base coats, just mixing a whole bunch of different leftovers together. We did see some bling a little bit. So the Zimzelen would turn that electric blue color when it's shifting. It's doing it a little bit in here in this area. But this one's cool. Very pretty. Very calm, very peaceful. I like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I might try this again, but switching up the colors, so using like a white as the base and then the Zimzelen with a darker color on either side of it. So I think that might make it show up a little bit more. So in any case, this was cool and it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this one also, and we'll see you real soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.